if you were to ask me as far as with void keys versus the relics, I'll be like, man, I was against it right off the bat. I was telling people at the time when they were introducing this void relic system versus what we had as far as with the void keys, I was like, I was against it. I was against it, and I voiced it in the chat, in the stream while they were talking about it. And I believe at that time I was relatively new as a Warframe partner. My voice as to why void keys were better than relics, and I was like, yo, think of this scenario, and I'm like, just go to the void relics thing, and it's like, tell me if I'm wrong with this. I could go into a survival, rock with a T1 because T1 was lit, right? T2 is base, so T3 is Neo and T4 is Axie. But I was like, okay, I could go into a T1 survival with this relic right here, or just for the sake of argument, this key, all right? 3 guys could roll with me, and I was like, man, look, 3 guys could roll with me. I put this in. Every single reward that you see there, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it's going to keep rolling these rewards. With the relic system, you have to put a relic in order to have a chance of getting any kind of drop. If you put no relics in, you're not going to be able to get any drop that comes. So if 3 people put in a relic and you don't, what happened if Ballistic or Prime Blueprint drops, or Agagar Prime Barrel drops, or what's the other one? Crap. Chroma Prime Neuroptics. That kind of stuff. With the relic system, you gotta put a relic in order to have a chance at something. Void keys will always, always, always be better because you don't have to put your key in. If a person has a key, you could roll in with that person. Play a long survival riding off of that one key. Once 5 minutes hits, you don't need to put in another void key in order for you to advance, keep progressing through the survival. Because I already put it in at the start. Why I've got to keep putting in more and more keys? It doesn't make any sense. So at the time, they were pushing it as far as with the relic system. And of course, with new players coming in, they had to transition into that period because the new players coming in, they don't have void keys. So if a player comes in, it's like, oh, they don't got no keys. But if someone does, they could ride off of this person. Now with relics coming in, everyone has to get their own relics. And plus, to their credit, whichever void keys you had will be turned into relics. Even up to this day, most of the lith relics that you see here, most of these relics that I have are practically void keys. This, anything that's of high number, like 231, 339, 185, 379, 212, 174, so on and so forth. I'm like, these were practically my T1 void keys. Those were my T1 void keys. It was the same thing with Meso, Neo, and Axie. That's just what it was. But they converted all of your keys into the relics. So, okay, fine. What they also did by going this route is that they messed up the rarity as far as the value of it being in the trade. Because now, take this for example. Frost Prime Blueprint. I could influence the chance of me getting this more easily versus with the void keys, however, it stays the way it is. You don't gotta keep putting in void traces to influence the chance of it. See what I'm saying? So with them going this route, they made it easier, even though as the days, weeks, and the months go by, as far as with the years, it really doesn't apply anymore as far as, oh, is it being harder to get or easy to get? As far as with me, when it drops, because you could have 4 Radiants in a group and be like, oh, we're going to get this Frost Prime Blueprint. You know what may end up dropping? Forma. You know what may end up dropping? Ember chassis. But yo, we just got 4 Radiance, man. Hey, that's just RNG. That's just how the game is. So, to make it all long story short when it comes to it, I was like, man, you know, I was against it, but I was like, you know what? It is what it is. New players are coming into the game, so you have to mingle and make it player friendly. So they went the Relics route. The keys that you had, I stocked up. I told my friends Dark, I told Aura, I told Ray, I told Tico, Ghoul, Geo. I told so many people as I can. Richie, but I was telling everybody, farm up the keys. T4, T3, T2. Just keep farming these keys because they're going to turn it into relics. That's what ended up happening. New system came in, big old update. It was like, oh man, this update coming in. Then all of a sudden, when you go on this side, it's like, oh, these are the relics. Oh, this look relic. At the same, when it first came in, I was like, yo, this thing looks like a cabbage. It looked like a cabbage. Well, you know, fine, whatever. Cabbage. Let's put some things in. Also, when they were introducing all of this, Endo and fusion cores. Endo is so easy to get. Fusion cores, however, was so hard to get, which made fusion cores more valuable if you want to compare the two. Because you're talking about 400 Endo, which is the equivalent of a rank 5 fusion core. Gold. You know how hard it is to go in with a Necros and keep desecrating enemies, so you be like, oh, I got a fusion core, man, rank 5. Or some person try to get a rank 4, rank 3. It's like, oh, that ain't bad, you know. Rank 5 fusion. What? Ooh. Now you got Endo coming in. Endo is more easier. You can't even really compare the two because here this goes again. With Endo, you can log in and get 400 Endo right off the bat. Or when you hit a milestone, they'll be like, oh, do you want this amount of Endo or do you want this resource? Or people be like, yo, if I'm low on Endo, I'm going to go for that Endo over there. So getting Endo is like, it was just easy mode. It was straight up easy mode. And just imagine at the time when people were trying to trade fusion cores, you could make quick bank as far as with fusion cores because people wanted fusion cores. All right, people wanted fusion cores because here comes Barrow, first appearance. Like, who is this guy? He's from the Void. He's been stocking up on resources, all kind of things. Then all of a sudden, he's at a relay. And we're like, okay, you know, let's see what he has and all that stuff. Come to find out, Prime mods coming into the game. Prime continuity. Whoa. So we got a Prime mod coming in. 55% duration. Whoa, okay. Fusion cores at the time, trying to max a Prime continuity out. I got to rank 7, but once you go into trade with that, and for me, rank 7 Prime continuity, 800 platinum. Rank 7, 800. Now, if I were to have maxed it out at the time, that's an easy over 1K platinum I could have had over Prime continuity. But see, it was the first Prime mod that was coming in. And people wanted Prime continuity. I was able to get it to rank 7 as far as I could push it because that's just the amount of fusion cores I had. And I was like, yo, I'm selling this thing because I had an extra one on the side, so I could just sell that and be like, I'm good. Rank 7, 800 plat. And I was like, dude, I did good. Because at the time when people were putting it in the trade, they were like, oh, rank 3, rank 4, rank 6, rank 5. There were so many numbers, but no one was able to max it out at the time because fusion cores was just that rare that people didn't have that much. And I'm like, yo, man, I was able to get this thing to rank 7. And I maxed, like, if I just maxed it out, but I was like, I couldn't. So I was like, yo, rank 7, fine, rank 7, 800 plat. The guy invited me to his dojo, everything. I was like, okay. And he was like, you sure you have a rank 7? I was like, yeah, rank 7. All you gotta do is rank it up 3 times. If you have the fusion cores, you're good to go. So that's what ended up happening as far as with the Prime mod, as far as with Prime continuity. And I was like, there will be more Prime mods coming in the near future. But boy, oh boy, when the game changed just like that, when you're talking about from keys to relics, endo to fusion cores, then you know, Prime mods were coming into the game. I was like, you know, the game is changing, but at the same time, I was like, you know what? The relics was gonna be a problem in the near coming days and weeks, because also when you're talking about trying to sell Warframes, when it comes to the relics, ooh, the the value, man, the value got severely crippled. It got crippled, man. And the way I was able to adapt to all of this, I think it was my greatest feat in this